Everyone faces dark times, no matter how rich or strong or enlightened they are. Some people do better than others. They rise to the challenge and ride the ups and downs to a successful outcome. How can you build your strength to hold and use power? In order to be empowered, you need to be authentic. What I mean by authentic is that you have to know your own values, your own worth, and make decisions which really feel right for you. Now, we were all raised to meet the values and the requirements of our parents, of our educators, often of our peers, and of our society, which is appropriate. We needed a chance to experience those constraints or those identities in order to sort through what fits us and what doesn't fit us. There's dark and light in each of us, and that's just something that we need to recognize as part of the whole picture. In fact, when painting this picture, I chose a variety of animals. I chose the dolphin and the falcon and the horse and the water buffalo and the panther as symbols of animals that have strength and power and are greatly respected. I also chose to paint a camel, which is an animal that makes journeys through deserts quite effectively, but spits. For some reason that just amused me. And a skunk that can be a stinker. And I was using these for metaphors in that there are times when we feel like spitting, and there are times when we can be stinkers. It's part of the whole picture. It's authentic. We don't have to emphasize it, but we have a choice. So, speaking of choices, I want to share a story with you, and that is when I was working on this door project. I've painted 64 of them, but I was up into about 12 completed doors when a colleague approached me and asked to borrow the doors to create scenery for a performance and an exhibit that she was sponsoring. I didn't know how I felt about that. I was a little hesitant to let the doors out of my possession because they weren't finished. The series wasn't finished. But I didn't say no. Instead, I asked to see the site and hear more about what she had in mind. She was very passionate about her dream and was really looking forward to having my cooperation. But you know, it didn't feel right. And for one of the first times in my life, I turned around and I said, "No, I'm sorry, I can't do this." She was furious and upset and disappointed, all those things, rightfully so. And I was sorry to disappoint her, but you know, it really felt good that I had done what was right for me and my project. Otherwise, I think if I'd said yes, I would have felt resentment, and that certainly isn't empowering, and it's not right action. Let's take a look now at the other side. We all identify as a certain kind of person. We identify with our profession and our roles in life and a myriad of material things. But real authenticity comes from the spirit or the energy inside. And another example of being authentic and experiencing empowerment for me came when I was invited to exhibit my doors at the Trans-America building in San Francisco, which would be such a wonderful honor. The curator handling this exhibit was based in New York, and when I first conferred with her, I said, "I don't want to sell the doors." She said, "No problem." And I said, "And I want to put on the insurance value this value because as a set, they're really important to me." And she said, "No problem." And I signed her contract. Later on, as we got closer to the exhibit time, she began to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but really the price that you put for insurance cannot be, it can't be the price. You need to come down, way down." And I went, "Oh, okay, I can do that." And then she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, but you have to sell the doors. If somebody wants to buy one or two or three, you have to sell them." And I went, "Ooh, no, that's not something that really felt right to me." And we kept going through things where I had to keep examining my values. Am I being flexible? Am I being inflexible? What's right here? Finally, the demands were such that I did not feel good at all, and I did not sign the new contract that she sent me, and I didn't exhibit the doors. Now, I really was sad that I didn't have that opportunity, but at the same time, I was experiencing empowerment by being authentic. And here was the criteria. First of all, I had peace of mind. That is huge. Second, in my heart, I felt appreciation for the doors, for the opportunity, and I didn't feel that I had to come out of need and try to do something that didn't feel right. And third, I needed to do action which felt that it expressed harmony and grace, that it respected my needs, it respected the door series, and it respected the curator, in that I couldn't honor her contract and therefore I didn't try to. Empowerment requires that we are authentic. I would like to show you a tool for making sound choices based on congruence, based on having what you think and what you feel and the action you take all be in harmony, congruence. Many times we'll have a great idea and be very enthused about it. So the mind is up and running and inspired, and the heart is brimming with good feelings. But the resources are not yet available. So in a situation like this, the choice is to hold on, wait, because you want to have your resources and everything in place before you take action on the choice that you're making. So this is one example of congruence between the idea and the heart, but with the resources missing, we wait. Another example has to do with you've got a plan, and the plan is great. You've got the opportunity. The resources, materials are all there waiting for the plan to go into action. However, there's something about what you're feeling right now that is not, it's not feeling good. If the heart doesn't feel good, you cannot sustain the plan. Oh, it's much like relationship. You may meet somebody and say, "Oh, this is the person for me, charming." The opportunity, you're free, it's great. This is the time to do it. But if your heart isn't ready to participate, if it's still a wounded heart or a hesitant heart, then this plan cannot go forward wholeheartedly. A third situation that occurs when we're making choices has to do with your heart has, it's ready, it's excited, it wants to proceed with something. The resources are in place, or the people that you need to work with are there, and they're saying, come on, let's do this. But there's something in your thinking that's holding you back. Usually it's a belief. And if you don't believe in something, if you are not convinced that this is a good idea, then you're not ready to make the move, to make the choice. If there is a doubt in your mind, the doubt speaks of fear, and so you'll want to hold off until you've explored the doubts or the fears and gone through them, maybe eliminated them. The other thing is, if you hear your head saying, oh, you should do this, this should work out. The should word is not a good word. It means that you're letting outside pressures influence your choice. Once again, I ask that you hold back and make the choice when from the inside you know that this makes sense. You feel good about it, and the resources and opportunities are all there. These are examples of when congruence is lacking and the times in which stopping, waiting, possibly not going in this direction is advised. And again, we come back to congruence, when the mind and the emotions and the opportunity or resources are all there at the same time. Here's what congruence looks like. When you want to make an authentic decision, an authentic choice, it's very much like focusing the camera. You want to be sure that your mind and its attitudes are in focus, that your heart and its ability to get behind your decision is in focus, and that the materials and the energy that you need to manifest your choice are also present and in focus. And when that happens, as you can see, anything is possible.